Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, December 21st, 2023, and welcome to another episode of Flossmas. You may notice that we're at a slightly different angle this morning. The time of day when I get to film sometimes is right when the sun is shining in on my chair, as you've seen in a couple of past videos. So I thought, let's just sit on the other side of the room. So I think it'll be okay with the Christmas lights in the back, but anyway, welcome to the other side of the window. So this morning we've got our usual kind of list of things to go through, plus a couple of extras, of course, as always. So thank you again for taking a little bit of your day to spend it with me. So we will start with our FFO. This is a piece that is hanging on my Christmas tree, and it is a little pillow that I made, and this is from the Cookie Exchange by Hands On Design, which was a mystery stitch along from a little over a year ago. And kind of the first of those that she did, and something a lot of people stitched. I've seen all kinds of really wonderful variations on this, people who filled in the cookies and things like that. So a very versatile piece, just a cute, quick little stitch, and one that I have enjoyed. And I turned it into, as you can see, just kind of a little pillow finish, and added just a very simple hanger so that it can hang on my tree in a place of prominence. So that is the Cookie Exchange by Hands On Design. It was released initially to those who signed up, but it is available on her website at this point. So that's the Cookie Exchange. The piece that I would like to show you for something that I want to stitch in the future is something that I received in an Advent box or a Christmas box from Dirty Annie's earlier this year. So it, I believe, is still an exclusive to that box, but my assumption is it will be released probably over the summer at this point. So that is my guess on that one. And this is by Erin Elizabeth Designs. She is a relatively new designer and has become very popular quite quickly, deservedly so, because her pieces are just really cute. So there were two different pieces that you could stitch here. And I think the one that I would start with is just do those stockings there, and I would finish it as probably a pillow finish or another small, a really great one that you could pair with a good fabric, and do that. And then I might do either the houses or the trees as two separate smalls as well. So that's something I've been thinking about. So that is The Night Before Christmas by Erin Elizabeth Designs. And then the next thing that we have to show is, of course, the piece that we have been stitching together. I was looking at it as I wrapped up my stitching last night, and I realized there are only 3 days left. We are that close to the end of the season, the end of the Flossmas series, and there is very little to go on that. It has been such a joy to do it. So I will show you our piece for the 21st, and it's, again, one of my favorites. I really am liking it. It's this sweet little branch of evergreen with a little bow. I thought that was just, it was a quick stitch, a lot of back stitch, which is not my favorite thing, but I think it just turned out so beautifully and looks so wonderful as part of that piece. So that is our Advent stitch for today. And in case you're tuning in today but weren't with us yesterday, I did announce in yesterday's video that I will be doing kind of a giveaway for a guessing game on this. And so if you're interested, what I am doing is taking guesses on how I am going to finish this piece. I already know how I'm going to finish it, and I'm interested in seeing what you think might happen. And the two clues were that it's going to be finished as an individual piece. So these will be 24 little small elements, and that it is also a finish that I have not done before. So if you have a guess, there is a Google form in the description box. Please put your guess in the form, not in your comments, so that way I can pull from across multiple videos. And then I'm going to be giving away 2 gift cards, $25 gift cards to an online, like an e-gift card to a cross stitch store. So if you're interested, it's open worldwide. I will, change currency as needed, kind of the equivalent of 25 US dollars. And if somebody gets really close or guesses it, I will kind of pull from that pool for one of the cards. But either way, there will be at least one of the gift cards that's going to anybody who guesses, regardless of how close or far away you are. So if you're interested, in the description box, there's a form. I need to have your email address, so please be over 18. And then also make sure that the shop that you mention is one that actually does electronic gift cards. And someone very kindly pointed out that I forgot to include the line for your actual guess in the form originally. So that's been corrected. You can do that now. I apologize for that. It's always like the most important thing that you forget. So that is our giveaway. And entries need to be in by 9 a.m. Eastern time on December 24, because I will announce the winners in my last video. The next thing to do is, of course, advent calendars that we are opening for today. Those of you who are on Doc Watch, he's trying to figure out the difference of what's going on with the location, but he's interested in right off camera. So our Tom and Lily creations for the 21st. Let's see. Oh, Kentucky. And it's allow me to knock it to the floor. Really beautiful, soft Christmas green. That is going to be a versatile one for the collection. Really beautiful. So that is Kentucky. And then for our historical sampler company, we've got another kind of big mysterious package. So let's see what we got. Oh, cute. It is a little hot chocolate mix, and it's kind of the little bar of chocolate, or the little block of chocolate with some marshmallows. You just put it in some milk and you have instant hot chocolate. So that's going to be a wonderful thing. It's ginger flavored with caramel. That sounds fun. That may not survive even through the end of today. We'll see. Sorry, I dropped another thing. So that was our kind of regular content for the day. In terms of other things that I wanted to talk about, today I want to spend some time talking about blessings and joys. I had mentioned in a previous video that my favorite song from the movie White Christmas is Count Your Blessings Instead of Sheep. And I had thought, in that way that we're all thinking about self-care and mindfulness and many of those things, I have done a lot of those kind of activities of your daily, your gratitude for the day and some things like that. And I decided that it was a really good opportunity. Christmas time was a good time to think about our blessings and what it is that has been special in our lives. And so I thought, I've been thinking about that over the last couple of days, and I found it to be a really valuable experience, just listing the many things that I have been blessed with. I'm not going to go through that list with you because it's a very individual list, and I think, you can't participate in it. Like if I say I'm blessed with a sister-in-law that I like and I love, you can't say, oh, I'm going to get in on that one too. And so it's a very individualized thing, but I found it to be a very valuable experience. And the one thing I would say from that list is, one of the things that I thought of was, of course, this community. I have been on FlossTube for just about a year now. I was on Instagram for a little while before that, and I have just been so blessed by people who have been welcoming and kind, and I have made friends in person. I have made friends around the world through this community, and that has absolutely been a blessing. And so I am grateful and thankful to each of you for that. So yeah, thank you. But I thought, even though I'm not going to share my blessings, one of the other things I've been thinking about is, the idea of joy and happiness and the things that bring us moments of joy. And so I just sat down and I also thought about, just a quick idea, like these were the top 10, not even their top 10, these are just the first 10 things that I thought of that bring me joy. And some of them are small, some of them are serious, some of them are just things that I like and appreciate. And so I thought I would share those with you because many of them are things that you too could enjoy. Maybe they're things that already bring you joy. So like I said, they're not in any order. This is not even a top 10. It's just the first 10 things that I thought of. So I thought I would share those with you. So the first thing is spring flowers. I love spring flowers. Even though fall is my favorite time of year, I love the flowers that come up in the spring. And in particular, I love lilacs. They have always been my favorite flower. We didn't have lilacs at my house. There was a tree kind of down the street that had a house that had a lilac tree. And I love to just walk by it in the springtime and smell. And one of the things I've done on my house, on the property, is we've planted a couple of lilac trees. And so they're still small, they're still growing. But last year I had even just one kind of flower on each of them, and it has been wonderful. And I look forward to the growth of that and seeing it over the years as I have kind of that upper bank of lilacs. So love lilacs, hyacinths, irises, things like that. So spring flowers are very much something that bring me joy. The next thing is a place called Pizza Antico, and this is in Atlanta. That was the place that I went to. There I think are a couple other locations, and they have something called the Diavola Pizza, and it is spicy like salami and scamozza cheese and Calabrian peppers, and it is Neapolitan style, like wood-fired pizza, and it is so good. I didn't think I was like a spicy pepper kind of person until I had that pizza, and it completely changed my mind. And when I lived there, I had a friend who introduced me to it, and we would meet up at lunch every once in a while, and we would drive over and we would have that pizza, and he and I would just sit and talk about Dungeons and Dragons, which is kind of how we met and just enjoyed each other's company and the food. And so the food, the pizza was amazing. If you're in Atlanta, Pizza Antico. But if you're not, it just the joy and the time that I got to spend with somebody in somebody's company that I liked. So that was something that brings me joy, or has in the past. The next thing is I have a music playlist called Repeatables. And it is 2 songs, and it is the kind of thing where I just put it on a loop sometimes, and I just listen to those 2 songs over and over again, because there is just such a resonance and timbre to the voices and the sounds in those songs. I love to play it, and I have the music way up. Probably my neighbors are like, oh my gosh, this song again. So I really just enjoy that, and when I get in the mood, I just put that on loop and listen to 2 songs over and over again. So the first one is the song Evermore from the live Beauty and the Beast adaptation. I really like that song. And then the next one is a cover of The Sound of Silence by the group Disturbed. And you may guess from the name of their group that this doesn't seem like the kind of thing that they would normally sing. But I've put a link to a performance in the description, because you have to listen to this song. You have to listen to this cover. It starts out so slow and quiet, and it just builds in resonance and tone and emphasis. And it is the cover is beautiful. The version of it and the build up throughout that is just amazing. So those are 2 songs that I can just listen to ad infinitum. The next thing is Keanu Reeves movie marathons. I am perfectly happy to watch any movie that Keanu Reeves is in, but I do always have a couple of favorites. And sometimes I just wake up one day and I say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to watch Keanu Reeves movies. And I usually have there are many movies, and you can watch all of them, but the couple that I tend to watch over and over again, or during the movie marathon, are Speed, which is just ridiculous and amazing and fun, and I like it. There's the movie Constantine, which is in no way like the original version of the comic book. I don't care. I like that movie for whatever reason. I really like that movie. The next one is Kenneth Branagh's version of Much Ado About Nothing, which is like the perfect Shakespeare adaptation, but also Keanu Reeves plays the bad guy, and he is clearly loving every minute of it. So that is very much on the list. And then if I'm feeling like I'm in a quieter, more romantic mood, I also watch The Lake House, which is a very introspective kind of second chances romance. So those are sort of the top that I always pick, but there's of course many others. There's The Matrix, there's John Wick, there's all kinds of things. So Keanu Reeves movie marathons, those bring me joy. Something else that brings me joy is something I have right now, which is when you have your winter bedding on and it is the perfect weight. It's the perfect thing that you are neither too hot nor too cold, and you are bundled up in your bedding and you just feel the exact right amount of coziness. It's wonderful. And I have that right now. And so I love to just lay in bed and think, this is fantastic. So the perfect amount of cozy. There's a cartoon that's like cozier, maximum cozy, with somebody's being like covered in blankets. And so this is a maximum cozy experience. The next one is spending time at the beach. I grew up, of course, going to the beach, swimming, having fun. But as an adult, I was like, oh, there's so many people. It's so sandy. It's such a waste. It's so much effort. And I discovered kind of later on how much like I love being at the beach, like a quiet beach. It doesn't have to be a quiet beach. It has to be a place where you can relax, but just having time when you are sitting and you are accomplishing nothing. You're sitting, you're reading, you're enjoying, you have a nice drink, you have snacks, whatever it is, the experience of being kind of enveloped in warmth, watching the ocean, just relaxing and being in that environment is something I enjoy. And so I've started adding that into travel and opportunities as I have the chance, kind of just being at a beach like that in that environment. Number 7 is my favorite Agatha Christie adaptation. So obviously many of her stories have been adapted for film or television, in some cases multiple times. My favorite is a very recent one, and that is Hugh Laurie's version of Why Didn't They Ask Evans? It came out maybe 2 years ago at this point, a year or two. And it's a kind of one of her earlier mysteries about two younger people who had been friends growing up, re-meet each other, and there is a man who falls from a cliff, and before he dies, he says his only words were, "Why didn't they ask Evans?" And so the mystery is, what did he mean by that? And they unravel it. And Hugh Laurie is an extremely talented writer. He's a very clever writer. That was his training, and what he did for many years is in particular in comedy, but he writes just such sparkling dialogue. The adaptation moves along, and it is a cozy, fun, just enjoyable thing. It's not trying to be dark or it is trying to be mysterious, but it's not trying to be like the like fake, like dark kind of thing. It's well lit, it's bright, it's cheerful, it's clever, and it's just a very cozy experience. And so I really like that adaptation. That's the one where you're just like, I just want to sit and enjoy. Why didn't they ask Evans? The next thing is kitty kisses. I mean, you would be surprised, would you be amazed if you had a video with me that didn't in some way involve my cats, of course. So what I particularly like is they are two completely separate personalities. Doc loves to be held, he likes to be close, he likes to be around me, and that's his way of kind of showing and receiving affection. Wesley is a much more independent guy. He will tolerate being held for very brief periods of time, and he does like it, but when he's done, he's done. But what he really likes to do is he likes to rub his forehead against my forehead, and then he'll give me little kisses on the forehead, and that's how he likes to show and receive affection. He likes to be kind of surrounded by love, but knowing he can escape at any minute. So I just like the fact that there are two different ways that they show affection. The next one is a game. It's on my phone, and it's called Love and Pies, and I started playing it a couple of months ago, and it's one of those like match games, and a young mother goes to a new town and she starts renovating her family cafe, and there's a story and mystery, of course. So I just enjoy it, and I really like this one because the art is exceptional. It is really, really beautifully done, and so I enjoy that, kind of just the little moments of getting to do that. It's just a way to relax, and just extremely well made, I think. And then the last thing is the Griffith Observatory, and this is in Los Angeles, and it is has become a very famous landmark in Los Angeles. You see it in movies many times, but as a place to go, I really enjoyed that when I lived out there. And you go and they have a planetarium, and Leonard Nimoy, who was Spock from Star Trek, became one of their patrons in later years, and he narrates, and there are things named after him, and you go and you learn about space and science and Earth's kind of place in the solar system and whatnot. And so I just really enjoy being there. I like being on the grounds. I like going through the observatory and kind of knowing that there is that connection with him as well. Because I'm a big Star Trek fan, so totally on board with that. So those are my little list of joys. Obviously, it's not everything. It's in some cases just tiny little things, but I think that's part of what we need in life too, is the little joys. So I hope that this has maybe encouraged you to think about some of your blessings and some of your joys at this time of season. So with that, I will close. Thank you again for joining me, and I will see you all again tomorrow. Bye, everybody.